I'm going to upload another video, which is the Blues Doctors playing in Bentonia, Mississippi on a really hot day. And by the way, it's really hot here in my car right now. I may open the window, crack it open. That feels much better. We did a version of Rock Me that we've been doing for a while. And my thought for the day, I want you to think about, my son does Taekwondo. He's a purple belt getting ready to take the test for his brown belt. When you think about any of the martial arts, you think about black belts. You finally get your first degree black belt. And then they have all these other degrees. And you might think, well, what's the difference between a 5th and a 6th degree? So I'm going to say that what I'm going to drop on you now, to me, is one of the differences in harmonica terms between a 5th and 6th degree master. And it really ends up going in the same place that martial arts higher wisdom goes, which is you spend most of your time as a developing harmonica player learning how to play and learning what to play. But there is a moment that comes when your focus, if you want to continue to develop past first degree black belt, when your attention begins to go towards how you can improve the overall effect that your instrument helps create in the music by learning how to edit, which is to say you begin to listen to space, you begin to listen to the space between notes, and you begin to suddenly, in a very strange way, it's almost like the enlightenment moment that they talk about in Buddhism, you become aware for the first time of what an incredible number of options you have about when not to play. And I've been working my whole life learning how to play, but every once in a while it's occurred to me, and when you listen to recordings of yourself, you can, if you're willing to, you can begin to listen to moments when and then very quickly you begin to hear other players. When you're overplaying, when and my thing, I think sometimes is, as a comping player behind people, is always to try to make my personality felt and always try to add a little extra bit of sizzle. So what I would have thought of as value added. And yet, one of the most powerful things you can do is not to do that, which is to say, rote repetition with perfect groove, with perfect sound, or leaving space and then coming back in a way that doesn't draw undue attention. This is 6th degree black belt blues harmonica. What I'm going to ask you to do is go to a clip that I will link here, which is a version of me playing Rock Me Baby when I was comping behind my guitar player, and I was thinking very deliberately in the course of the performance, because I'd just been listening to other versions of myself playing this and thinking you're overplaying. I was trying to say, how can I not overplay? What kind of space can I leave? What kind of attention, focus or lack of focus does that create in the listener? What kind of interest does that create? What kind of melodic interest to not play, to leave a longer space rather than a shorter space? For those of us who talk a little too much and a little too fast, to learn how to modulate, which is to say, how first to become conscious of that, and then to work that in our favor rather than unconsciously against us, it can come as a moment of enlightenment.